Oh, hi. We should get your readings done, shouldn't we, for love? Cancer's up next. There you go. There you go. It's you. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's move those dice away. Everything you need to know is in the description box. This is your reading for love for all the way up to from now until the Virgo Libra cusp, which is around September 21st, around there. It is my vacation. I don't offer personal readings. I don't ask for money, and I will not message you asking for said readings. Check out your rising moon Venus sign for additional messages. I say for love, you should probably check out your moon and your Venus sign. So those are the things you need to know. I have 2 social media accounts. One is on Facebook, one is on Instagram. One is, the Instagram one is Ash is the Dawn. But again, please do respect the fact that it is my personal social media account. And therefore, I probably won't be answering messages from you or requests or follows or anything like that unless you're like, unless I'm already talking to you, which more than likely I'm not. So, let's get started. What's your song, Cancer? Very straightforward, very to the point, very blunt, which is actually a part of the nature of your sign is to be blunt. Some people think you're rude because you're so blunt, but you don't have time to waste, it seems like. It's just not what you're doing these days. You're not down with wasting time, Cancer. Even though you do like to keep things hidden a lot of the time. It's not like you want to be shady about stuff. It's just you're very protective of your emotional state. You're very sensitive when you do speak on emotion. So when you talk about your emotions, it's just difficult for you. So you're protective of that space. It's something that you have a lot of deep depths to, right? That's why the crab has a hard exterior and a soft underbelly, right? Yeah, because it is very fragile. So lots of careful forethought when it comes to the emotions at this time. Being very sure, being very confident in what you have to say. There's a lot of double checking, a lot of going back and double checking, making sure that you're absolutely certain about something that you feel. Are you sure? Are you sure that's how you feel? Are you certain this time? It almost seems like you might have run into a problem or a dilemma that caused you some pain in the past, and so you're trying your very best this time around. Yeah, this time around to get it right. Or not make the same mistake again, not repeat mistakes. Be very sure and certain, yeah. Be very certain. You're being very careful with your emotions. Trying not to be too reactive. Also trying not to jump the gun. Trying not to be too eager or like face a sense of urgency over something when you really should be really using careful forethought. What's your song? What's your song for this time, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Oh, I'm feeling it, yeah. The emotional space. You want to be sure of something before you declare it. Because you don't want to be wrong. And I don't know if it's so much that you don't want to be wrong, but you don't want... Is it that you don't... Is it that you don't want to be wrong, or is it that you don't want somebody to reject you? 444 came up when I said that. 4s are of significance. 12, breaking down 2, 3. There's something you want to hide, but it's got to do with the 3. or a 12, breaking down to a 3. Flipper. That's your song. Vow by Garbage. 27th anniversary of this album today. You burn and burn, take it under my skin. You burn too far, now I won't give in. Crucified me, now I'm back. No, crucified me. Burn and burn, take it under my skin. Burn too far. Crucify me, now I'm back in your bed. Like Jesus Christ coming back from the dead. Yeah, I know. I could have died. I could have died. Yeah. Something about embarrassment there. Or sarcasm when it comes to embarrassment. Retribution. Yeah, retribution. I was going to say revenge, but it's retribution. It's not revenge. Check the song out. 27 years ago today. It was released. We are going to use a Nicoletta Ceccoli deck for you. We're going to use that. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to do your messages. On this side, the left, will be your messages to the person that you choose to have this read for. On my right-hand side will be messages from the said person. On either side could be messages from the universe. So you can either choose to have a person in your mind for this, or you can choose to have nobody in mind for this, and it can just be whatever. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Whichever is fine. If you have nobody in mind, it's just whoever's drawn in the connection with you, right? We're not taking him. What's going on here? Disjointedness. Yeah, you're really, I feel like there's past things that have gone on, mistakes that have gone on, mistakes and errors in judgment. And you keep on going back over them, trying to figure out where you went wrong. But either you're not being honest with yourself, or you're not... I feel like it is you're not being honest with yourself. You're not willing to face the music about where you weren't honest with yourself. Yeah. I hate to say it. You can be mad if you want to, but you weren't honest with yourself about connections in the past. And now that you are trying to be honest with yourself, you can't see the forest for the trees because in the past you didn't learn. Because you weren't being honest with yourself in the first place. If you were being honest with yourself in the first place, you would have learned the lessons from those previous connections. What else? It's not that straightforward, yeah. So on this side, if you didn't already know, I'm not a psycho. On this side are my guides when I get things over here and ringing over here. And on this side are, you know, people that have passed on from my life. And I do have many at this point, sadly. Sadly, this year has been a really shitty year for me. So yeah, I'm hearing it's not that straightforward. And it isn't. It's never that straightforward for anybody, I don't think. But in particular, I don't think it was that straightforward for you when it comes to learning from your, from your previous connections. Kind of confirmation there with the cards not wanting to come together. Yeah, it's not that straightforward. There was a competition. There was a competition in between you and other people in the past. Has it always been a competition? Yes. Yeah, it's always been a competition. Is that your hang-up or theirs? I think yeah, it's been your hang-up. Yeah. You have things. You have things that you need to work out in order to integrate with people. Integrity is important. Integrity is important. Moving forward, your connections have to come together with integrity. With integrity. If you're not willing to be integral when you come together with people, how do you expect for everything to work out? If you're lying to yourself or you're lying to other people, what do you expect? What do you expect? You know, like it's like there's like probably a good 2 years that you can maintain before your authentic self is eventually going to show, right? Okay, there we go. Cancer. Fuck. Well, you got two hidden before the whole deck decided to vomit all over my table. 2, 3. One is not hidden on their side. One not being hidden, one being hidden, and the other hidden. Okay, that was easy. That was quick. Straightforward on your side. I dream about you all the time. So you dream about somebody all the time. Now, do remember that a lot of the time, dreams are not necessarily meant to be auspicious in nature. Freud was very, very notable for the work that he did with dream analysis. And dream analysis is something that, when we think about it, it's more about what we're trying to work through from our waking lives rather than what we're trying to work through to, like dreams are not always about premonitions. In fact, a majority of the time they're not. We're trying to work through our daily lives. It's our decompression period where we sift through the lint trap and try to, really, really, really hone in on what we did right, what we did wrong, how we can do better. Even things as primitive as survival techniques, That's why men dream about the ways that they're going to die, how they can protect themselves in the future, things that they can do better. When you start a new job, you always wonder why. You may rehearse your new tasks for days and days and days after you start a new job while you're sleeping. It is a form of, instinctual practice that we do during our sleep, where we're rehearsing those things so that, the next day we can do better. It's cognitive learning that we do during our sleeping state. So think about cognitive learning during your sleep state for other things that you go through in your life, right? Things that we dream about are not always auspicious. Case in point, you dream about, here's a great example, especially when we come to relationships. You dream about somebody cheating on you. It's not always that they're going to cheat on you, okay? You might have a dream that somebody is, being unfaithful towards you, because that's something that you have to work through within yourself. You have to figure out how you're going to navigate that type of situation. Maybe you're dealing with trust issues or you're insecure, but it's something that you have to address within yourself. And if you're not able to do that, your dream state is helping you to psychologically work through that, draw those connections to each other, to try to rehearse every possible threatening scenario within your own mind so that in your waking state, you're able to actually navigate real world, right? What's hidden for you? I'm falling in love with you and you have no clue. So this is something that you're keeping away from somebody's awareness and you're keeping hidden from someone. Again, I do want to stress, check your moon and your Venus sign for additional messages. And this may not resonate with everybody. Then we have, there is no trust and I don't know how to build that. So you might have trust issues of your own that you're attempting to navigate. And I think it's fascinating that I was talking about dream state, because this absolutely does apply in that regard. You could be trying to navigate how to build trust with somebody when it's not been a part of your vernacular. You might have been able to trust yourself. You might have been able to trust your feelings when it comes to someone, but you never had to fully trust fall into somebody before. So that's another thing that you're keeping hidden at this time. The fact that you're falling in love with somebody and they have no idea. And then also that you do not trust. And that's something that you understand fully is yours to own. And you don't know how to build it. and you're trying and you're struggling with that. Perhaps maybe you're not struggling with it. Maybe you recognize it and you're working on it slowly but surely. You should be working on it. Absolutely. On their side, the one thing that isn't hidden is I worry about if you're okay out there. So this individual is worrying about if you're all right. That's the one thing that they're upfront about, okay? The things that they're keeping hidden, however, we have all I see when I close my eyes is you. So there could be a little bit of guilt, or this is somebody who has a little bit of an infatuation, or they're thinking strongly about you at this time. And then also, I'm not into you like that. So we could have two different energies here, because this is rather contradictory, isn't it? Yeah? Very contradictory energies here. So I think that you either have a friend who's concerned about you to the extreme, or you have somebody kind of coming in who is trying to set some healthy boundaries with you that you might not necessarily understand right now, alongside this other individual. We'll figure it out. We said we would do the Nicoletta Ceccoli deck. We're going to. I have to use my cheat sheet because Roman numerals only, and a non-conventional deck as opposed to our standard Rider-Waite based. So that's what we're going to do. On this side will be you. On this side will be your person, and in the middle will be the universe, as we always do with our love read. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Yeah, there's, what did we get on the split? We got the Seven of Cups and we got the Four of Pentacles. Saving up resources because you realize that the options that you have may be greater than what you're viewing yourself as somebody who needs to build up resources in order to be available for your options. You might feel that you do not rise to the occasion that is worthy of your options, living in some scarcity, feeling like your options surpass your means at this time. Okay. What else here? Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in love. Something wants to get away from you. Something wants to escape you. Or you're trying to escape your feelings at this time. Avoidance. 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 So avoidance over something. You don't want to address something. You don't want to address something. You don't want to address something. You'd rather ignore something than deal with it. Because if you have to deal with it, it's going to be painful, or you have to deal with it, it's going to mean inconvenience or action that is going to throw you off course. Twist for fairness. See this? We're disjointed. We're totally disjointed. There's disorganization. Yeah. I fall to pieces. I fall to pieces. The song by Patsy Cline, I Fall to Pieces. Listen to that. Okay, let's go. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is your current energy during this time? Okay. We have two. One flipped when it hit the table. Three of Cups in the reverse and the Page of Wands in the reverse. Okay. So we have a lack of passionate messages and a lack of celebration and joy happening at this time. There's communication that you expected that was going to come in. You were anticipating some celebration that was going to come of it. It's not happening right now for you. Could even be some blocked communication. You may have messaged somebody during celebration, or you might be looking to wait until there's a gap in time where this person is not busy in social engagements to spread some passionate message of some sort. However, I almost feel like the time for communication is not right now. and you're not feeling it. You're not feeling the urge to passionately communicate. You're also not feeling very joyous or celebratory at this time. That's the energy that you're sitting in. Lackadaisical, a little bit depressed. On their side, Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. They don't feel that you put in the necessary effort. There has been no cultivation, no seeds of germination have been sprouted here. This person is not feeling that you put in the necessary effort anyway. Investment. You didn't invest properly in this person. The energy that you put in there was not what it should have been. It wasn't, it was lackluster, I'm hearing. It's like too late, too little, too late, I'm hearing. Too little, too late. This person was expecting a lot more out of you. And what you planted for them was not of the garden variety, I'm hearing. So initially they were intrigued. They were intrigued because what you offered them was unconventional. However, now what they're seeing from you is a lack of investment, a lack of invoke. I'm hearing the word invoke. Unconventional, a lack of emotional investment. You invoke feelings of insecurity in them because you're not stable. You've shown them no stability. You've shown them that you are not willing to put in the effort to grow this connection. Okay, what does the universe have to say? And you know what? You're not. You're not passionately communicating with them. You're not coming forward with any messages that are showing them, demonstrating to them. You're not putting in any effort. You don't have any, and you're also coming across without joy or celebration or gaiety. Do you see with the Three of Cups in the reverse? That's a lack of those joyous occasions and celebratory energy. And so you might be a little bit of a Debbie Downer at this time. You're not sitting in the greatest of energies here. Ugh. The energy of the universe. The universe, though, is saying to you that you do have available to you ultimate, happy home energy. You have the Ten of Cups energy available to you. The conditions are right in the universe for love. So it's your lack of emotional and material investment in this person. And I don't mean material, like, I'm not saying monetary. I'm saying worldly investment. So there has been no tangible investment. They can't bank on you. They don't know whether you're coming or going. You have no clue. You haven't shown them enough. You haven't given them evidence that they can freaking count on. Even though the conditions are right, they could peace out at any time because you're sitting in this freaking bummer energy over here. No. What are your thoughts about this person right now? You have a flipper. This is coming out real quick, and it was supposed to flip over the other way, but it's not. You're feeling trapped. You're in your own mental prison, and I say this is a mental prison. The Eight of Swords is always a thought rather than reality, unless it's surrounded by their cards that dictate otherwise. This has to do with hang-ups and unresolved issues that you refuse to address from your childhood. And the reason I say that is because, look, he's in the dumb little onesie. Yeah? And he's acting as if he's a child. We're not kids anymore. I don't know if anybody's noticed that. We're not kids anymore. We can't blame our childhood for our hang-ups any longer. And so your thoughts right now are, I can't do this. I can't da-da-da. This is not da-da-da. I'm stuck. Blah, blah, blah. It's a little bit of self-pity energy. You need to get out of that mindset because right now you're in a little bit of a victimhood mindset, it seems like. Trying to show somebody that you're in a victimhood mindset is not going to cut it with this person. They're already showing me the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, which shows me that they need to see the money or they're not interested. They're not interested. And I don't mean actual money. I mean they want to see you actually be, you know, a partner and not somebody that they have to babysit. Do you know what I mean? You're sitting there in your little cute little onesie saying, I'm chapped. My mommy and daddy didn't love me enough. You know what I mean? Everybody's mother and father didn't love them enough at this point. Everybody's either an 80s kid or a 90s kid. And they were all working class parents or divorced parents. Nobody's parents did enough for them. We're all sitting in this energy in some form or another. And, you know, at my age and above, we all need to be getting over it by now, or not, should we? Yeah? So this thought process doesn't fly with other partners. You know, get help. Get therapy. There's shit you can do. But sitting in victimhood energy, you got to figure out how to get rid of that. How? You do that by going and talking to somebody. Talk therapy. Working it out, right? You have to pour through all of that stuff. But you have to be genuine and authentic, and you have to actually really want it. Not to perpetuate the cycle. If you just want to sit in that energy, that victimhood mindset forever and just perpetually victimize yourself, okay, cool. Sit in that onesie forever, see if it still fits. You're still going to be dealing with partners who are going to be like, you're not emotionally investing in me enough. You're still sitting in victimhood mindset. You still want to be a martyr. Blah, blah, blah. The wheels mentality. Yeah, nothing's ever my fault. You know what I mean? And so, you know, like, it's time for you to get out of that mindset because you're still sitting in it right here. You're still sitting in it right here with this person, whoever they are. This is what they're thinking about you. They're following their intuition, first of all. They're following their intuition, then they have the magician. Actually, no. Yes, they have the magician. They have the... Is this the queen or the king? Oh, sorry, this is the queen of cups, the king of cups. King of Cups and the magician. Well, shit. You know what they're thinking about you? They have a gut feeling that there is illusory energy here. They have a gut feeling that they can manifest something else. They have a gut feeling that they can manifest something. They have a gut feeling that they can practice self-mastery. They're turning towards themselves rather than turning to you. This is Scorpio and Cancerian energy, classically. Apologies. Scorpio Piscean energy, classically. And it's about following your intuition. It's about being a poetic, firm-handed, yet intuitive masculine water energy. It is somebody who is emotionally independent and emotionally mature. They know when to give their cup and they know when not to give their cup, and they have practiced and are living in self-mastery. They mastered the elements, or they are learning to master the elements at this time, and they can see a thing that is wearing a mask coming a mile away. Following their intuition, they feel it in their gut when it comes to you. And that's what they're thinking right now. I'm telling you. They're not looking to get lost and drowned in a connection. They do not give their cup easily. And they're looking to see you either drop a mask, drop a front, become authentic about something. They might know that there is falsehood here. Look at that. They might know that you're wearing a mask. You might be faking it. You might not be showing that you're in Eight of Swords energy right now, but they can see it. They can see it. They can see it with this here. I know. They can see. They're dragging you along for the ride. They're dragging you along for the ride, and you're terrified of monsters that don't exist. Yeah. Okay. Universe. The universe has... Okay. We have the devil in the reverse. I believe this is the devil. Yes. Yes, it is. Devil in the reverse, followed by the Page of Pentacles. So, there's excess, temptation. Excess and temptation, followed by peace offerings, timepieces. a message of forgiveness of some sort, but also a message that has to do with time, the passage of time, a need for moderation, the need to look at the things that chain you to material, the things that chain you to worldly excess, and how it relates to time. How long has it been since you reevaluated excess in your life and the things that own you, the things you own that own you, and whether or not they're serving a greater purpose in your life? This is a message for you about the things that you are living in excess and unable to moderate. Both of you. Both of you. This person seems rather visceral. So it could be that they lack patience and they lack compassion when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm not saying that's the case. But what I'm not saying that's 100% the case. I am saying it's a little bit the case. But what I will say is that there is work indicative on either side that has to be done. That has to do balancing so that there is moderation in all things that have to do with good sex, good food, good drink, substance abuse, shopaholicism, workaholicism, people who need money all the time, people who need to have something outside of themselves to pacify their emotional needs. Like, you should be able to get that stuff from yourself, not from external things, possessions, substances, etc., right? And so devil energy in the reverse is a very bad card. I wouldn't say it's a very bad card. I would say that it's just the negative side of worldly energy, of earth energy, of material energy, of tangible, stable energy. It's unstable in its own nature. There's a drainage of money. The universe is warning you that you're draining yourself of all resources, not just money, but also your stability, your energy, your groundedness, your centeredness, your focus, your ambition, your determination, your ability to connect with others on the earthly plane is all being affected by excess at this time. The two of you. This is in between the two of you. What would you like to say to this person at this time? There's codependency here. I see codependency. This person, though, they see it. They see it. They know it. They can identify it. They're identifying it here in their thoughts. They're thinking it. They can see you're not investing. They can see you're not fully investing. So what are you going to do about it? So what you're saying to them is contrary to what you're actually thinking. You think you're trapped. You think you're stuck. So what do? You're turning around and you're offering them an Ace of Cups. I'm sorry. I know that I'm being really, really hard on you right now, Cancer. I'm a Cancer moon, and it's okay. This is my emotions and everything I keep hidden in my moods and all that stuff. So it's fine. But you're saying to them that you want to offer them the beginning of an emotional relationship or the beginning of an emotional connection. However, you're in a mental prison. Does that seem intuitive to you for the next step to be, I'm in a mental prison right now, so I should totally offer you a relationship? No, man. No. You're not even whole. You don't even have a whole full cup. This cup ain't full. There's no cup in this card even. So if you're sitting in this energy mentally, do you think that you're ready to provide somebody with an Ace of Cups? No, I suggest not. I suggest rather that you should be approaching it from the standpoint of, I have a full cup, you have a full cup, let's bring our cups together and we can have two cups. Don't Don't be coming to me to fill your cup. I got my own cup that I need to replenish when it gets down a little bit, or when I spill it, or when something happens, or I have to hand it to somebody else who is in need. And so when I'm thinking about somebody coming to me with a cup of love, with an offer for an Ace of Cups, I'm thinking of somebody coming to me who's going to match my energy. I can already see on this side that they're already, no. They're not having it. I feel like this could be an earth sign or an air sign. Could be a Gemini. Could be somebody who's duplicitous. Or not really duplicitous. I hate to say that word because it's got so many negative connotations to it. Could be somebody who is cutting with their words, very blunt, but also somebody who's of two minds. They want it. They want the connection with you. Yet at the same time, they're intellectual enough to know that it ain't going to work. That dog is not going to hunt. If you're not in a place where you're stable enough, grounded enough, and whole enough, emotionally mature and emotionally independent enough that you are coming to them with a full cup, then why would they be entertaining a relationship at this time? Why would you be entertaining a relationship at this time? Bang your head against the wall and see if it still hurts. Why do you think relationships that you've had in the past might have failed before? It's more than likely not because other people didn't work out. Well, I'll give you some credit, right? We all go through relationships where the other person isn't compatible with us, or, things didn't work out through no fault of our own. Yet, at the same time, we need to make sure that we're taking 100% accountability on our part. Okay? 100% accountability on your part, zero excuses, right? Because the fact of the matter is, as long as we're taking 100% accountability on our part, then we've done everything that we could, right? And if you're not taking 100% accountability for how you feel, your emotional independence and your emotional maturity, then you're coming to the table with a half-ass offer. And you're selling somebody something and they're buying into it and they're signing on the dotted line for a fucking lemon. Pardon my French. But it's true. It's true. And you know it. You have to do the work. You want to be with a partner who's half a person, or do you want to be with a partner who's a full person? You want to be with somebody who has done the work, or do you want to be with somebody who's made excuses? Do you want to be with somebody who's honest and forthright, transparent, trustworthy? Or do you want to be with somebody who's not only lying to you, but lying to themselves? Right? What do I have to say? I'm still going to make enemies off of this reading. It's fine. It's okay. I'll tell you what the cards have to say. My job is not to candy coat shit so that you feel better about yourself. My job is to help you grow. And trust me, I'll watch it back because it's my emotional read. It's my moon sign. So there'll be things I'll have to do a little bit of janitorial work on here. I'm excited. I'm always excited for the personal development, right? And that's what we're here for. We're not here to do, fortune telling. We're here for personal development. When I was going to become a psychologist, I thought it'd be great to incorporate tarot into psychology because I think it's a valuable lesson. There are valuable lessons in all 78 of these cards. Absolutely. If you don't believe, so sorry. Time to click off if so. Well, we've got a whole bunch that flipped here, but I'm going to take the one that fell on the table. Oh, 2 fell on the table. Beautiful. So justice for them. Justice and the Knight of Swords. So they're coming in impulsively, mind you. Impulsive action. and equilibrium. Libra energy. Could be during Libra season that they say something to you about this, but it's impulsive, decisive action, cutting energy. Gemini energy for sure on this one, absolutely. But I'm going to say that during Libra season, so after September 21st, more than likely, if they haven't already said something to you, there will be an ultimatum. During that time, you either go this way or this way. They could also be dealing with the court system due to impulsive action that they've taken that could put you in the court system or in justice energy, judicial energy, balancing energy, something to do with truth and fairness, justice ultimately. But it's impulsive. It's something that's off the cuff, something that's unexpected, something that you wouldn't in a million years think of, or something that they just decided on a whim they're just done with. They'd like to know now, kind of thing. But they're saying there has to be balance. There has to be balance. There has to be fairness. There has to be equilibrium. There has to be truth. They're done. They're done with the bullshit. And they're going to be rather blunt about it. There's going to be no mincing of words. Because Knight of Swords doesn't mince words. Knight of Swords is cutting almost to a point of irresponsibility, to where people get their feelings hurt. You know, so you might come into them with, hey, you know, how about we see each other, blah, 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 blah. And they might be like, yeah, you know what? I just don't think you have your shit together, blah, 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 blah. And that might hurt a lot. But it might just be the wake-up call that you need. Because it is fair, and it is just, and it's the truth. Whatever you hear from this person in their impulsive communication is going to be the truth, and it'll be fair. Believe you me. But it's important that they do it, because it's important to them very clearly that they are living in this energy of Libra, which is justice. They want to make sure that they are doing things by the book. They're not interested in bullshit. The universe has to say 2 of Wands in the reverse without delay. So there's a little bit of expedition here. There's a journey. The journey is both of yours to embark upon. Remember that in all relationships, whether they are successful or not, oh, and by the way, NS, the initials NS or SN, but more than likely NS are of importance here. The universe is saying to the both of you that there is a journey that you're embarking on here in this connection. And whether or not you are successful in having a connection to each other does not matter. The fact of the matter is that you either learn something from somebody or you don't, but you ultimately do still learn a lesson. You would rather strike that. Whether or not you connect with this person in the real world and have a successful connection with them where you become a couple, you still have lessons that you can draw upon the connection. And I think here, the lesson that you can learn, the lesson that you can glean from this individual is that you need to make the appropriate investment. You need to be authentic. You absolutely should be honest, forthright, balanced in your approach. Not just balanced in your approach, but balanced in your life. Fair, truthful, and not your truth as it occurs to you, because I do understand that your perspective is your reality, and that your reality is as it occurs to you and none other. But what is the actual truth? No more bullshit. What is the real truth? Not your version of the truth. What is the actual truth? And are you being truthful with yourself, and are you confronting that? Because if you are not, then all your other relationships are probably going to run into the same wall eventually. Bang your head against the wall, see if it still hurts. For this person, I think that their lesson has to do with trusting their intuition. Because way back here, if they trusted their intuition and saw that you weren't investing in the first place, investing appropriately in the first place, they may have been able to forego having to demand the truth from you, having to demand balance and equilibrium from you, having to demand just right rule in the connection in an impulsive manner, mind you. It's not even like they're slowly trying to chide it out of you like with a Knight of Pentacles energy. They're doing it with a Knight of Swords energy, right? So, outcome time for you, Cancer. Okay, we have a flipper and one that hit the table. So we have Queen of Wands in the reverse, and we have an Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. That's not good. It's not working. It's not working, or you're not working. One of the two. You might not be working. You might have been in a connection with somebody at the workplace that has impacted your ability to work. You could be dealing with somebody who is a feminine energy, Aries or Leo individual. Doesn't mean that they're a female. You could be the male in the situation. You could be the female in the situation. But this is a feminine Aries Leo energy. They could be a feminine Aries or Leo rising or sun. But seems to me this is impacting your earning potential. It is impacting your ability to apprentice. It is impacting your ability to work, to earn funds, to build up your stability. This individual is typically, I don't traditionally prescribe to the idea of the Queen of Wands being the other woman. Do you know what I mean? However, I do believe that it is an irrational female figure or an irrational feminine energy that is passionate to the point of anger, to the point of rage, to somebody. It is a leader who rules with fear. It is a leader who rules out of jealousy. Somebody who is jealous at the workplace. Somebody who is jealous of the things that you do at the workplace. Somebody who is controlling. With our Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. So the Eight traditionally is about apprenticeship energy. It is about honing your craft, mastering your skill. However, in the reverse, what we have here is we have a halt to that. Or reversing back to the 7 where we were cultivating and germinating our skills, planting the seeds for future success. I feel like this is somebody at the workplace that you might have messed with who is trying to get even. And I'm not like trying to, I'm not necessarily a paranoia monger, but that's what I'm getting here. You might have messed with the wrong person. This feels independent of this. Somebody might be coming back that you used to work with. Or you might just really have a female coworker that is threatening this connection, is jealous, intended to be a part of your quote-unquote world. And because you are attempting to be honest, to be transparent, it's a problem for you. Could also be somebody who's jealous of your position and is trying to usurp your power or your position at work. More than that, I just think that it's somebody who's holding up your productivity. Could also be somebody who's impacting your productivity. If it is this person, they could be impacting your productivity through thought. or directly impacting your productivity. Let's see on their side. Outcome for them. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Distraction. I'm hearing distraction. Distraction is huge. Queen of Cups in the reverse and the Seven of Cups in the upright. Okay. This person is ignoring their intuition at the end of the month. Either that or they are in irrational energy. Rage, yes. They're not trusting themselves. They're confused. And in not following their intuition and being so confused and operating in an irrational headspace, they've decided to turn outward and look at other options. Or they believe that you have other options, and they may very well be right. Just because they're not following their intuition on this card does not mean that they don't already see the writing on the wall. They could be operating out of their intellect on that space. Queen of Swords has not come out, but Justice is here, right? So they see that there are other options here. Either they have other options or you have other options, but it's causing them to be extremely irrational, extremely volatile, not operating from a healthy emotional space whatsoever during September. The universe, the Sun, the Eight of Wands in the reverse, the Lovers in the reverse, the Knight of Cups in the upright. So like careful what you wish for energy. Yes, it is. So what we have here is careful what you wish for. I think you both secretly wished at one time that you didn't have to deal with the stress of this connection at some point. Because what we have here is we have the wish coming true. We have blocked communication or lack of communication. Then we have the Lovers in the reverse, which is a choice in love being made. Gemini energy again. And then we have movement forward in an emotional situation. Rescuer energy. Romanticism. Poetic. Cancerian Piscean energy. During the Gemini Cancer cusp, June 21st, there could have been an event that happened or something that happened where somebody got their wish or where communication was stifled in between the two of you in some nature, in some manner rather. Something came to light. Something came to light during that time with the Sun card because we have Leo here. Something came to light and it threw your communication off with this person. Or something was communicated during Leo season that this person caught that had to do with the lover's choice in love. They saw something that came in from somebody else. In which case you're hooped. You're already hooped. They've been sitting back and watching since June. You're hooped. You can say anything that you want. The light has been shed on the truth. That's why Justice is here. Impulsive communication. They could be coming in and rattling off a lot of accusations that aren't accusations because accusations have no basis in fact. Right? Bottom of the deck. That sucks. I'm so sorry. But bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords in the reverse. This is irrational again, masculine energy, but it's operating out of a heart space, insecurity, volatility, without intellect and logic and strategic thinking in mind. Aquarian energy, but the worst aspects of Aquarian energy, moodiness, rigidness, and not willing to see another's perspective. You know, being so innovative that you refuse to see things from a traditional sense, but more so because it suits your purposes rather than because it actually is the right thing to do. You know, it's biased in that way. You're not thinking with your head. And again, a lack of communication here. No communication. That's the overall energy. The inability to communicate to each other what your expectations are of this relationship. The inability to intellectually understand each other. The inability to use logic when it comes to how things should work in this relationship. There's dishonesty here. There's a lack of balance here. I mean, here's the thing. This outcome here the universe is giving you, if you're honest, if you're being honest with somebody, then the outcome is in your favor. And this person will be choosing you. Right? However, if it's not, then, you know, you've already made your bed. Back in June, you've already made your bed. You know? So, anywho, let's go ahead and let's see what dream messages you got from the V Love Crystals Purple Love Dreams deck. Pay no attention to the words on the bottom. I'm just using it for symbolism purposes. I'm not using it for its oracle purposes. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What symbolism in dreams can you look for to know that you're on the right track? Or as harbingers and signposts? We have 2 that are flipped there. One more? Okay, well, we're not going to take that big giant stack. What else? Okay, well, I'll give you the 4, because only 2 knocked over onto the floor. So, oh yeah, okay. So we have love triangle. First and foremost, there's a love triangle here. Somebody might have seen you holding hands with somebody else, or vice versa. You might have seen somebody else holding somebody else's hand. Remember, this can all be flipped. You could be the person who's seeing this happen with somebody else. You could be waiting for somebody to emotionally invest in you, and they might not be ready, right? But yeah, might be seeing somebody else holding hands with somebody else. You might be seeing somebody touch somebody else. They might be seeing this. They might be intuitively dreaming this. It might actually spurn a conversation. Doesn't necessarily have to be an auspicious dream. It can be a Freudian dream, in which case, you know, it might spurn the conversation that creates the argument where a confession or those feelings or hunches arise from, right? Glow. So we're looking at Christmas lights here. The song Gospel comes to mind here. Hang your rainbow lights in the garden. Okay. And then cupcake. Somebody might call somebody cupcake. Or you could be preparing cupcakes for an event. Buying cupcakes at a bakery. And then the hourglass. Time. The sands of time. Like sands through the hourglass. These are the days of our lives. Yep. Okay. And now notes from the universe for you. Just a cute little message from Mike Dooley's cards here. Just a nice little something for you before we hit our numbers of significance, and then you're done. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Time is of the essence, I'm hearing. Time is of the essence. It's time for you to heal old wounds. Time to move on. Time to move on from the past. Because the past will make you a prisoner. Time to move on from the past. Because the past will make you a prisoner. Okay, what do I got? I'm on to this one here. You needn't worry. You in particular needn't worry, because you is actually highlighted here. There's no one in your life who hasn't always loved you. They're all just learning how to show it. Okay. Let's see. So if you're wrapped in insecurity or scarcity at this time, that's more than likely going to be the case. But again, I cannot stress enough the importance of honesty, forthrightness, making sure that you're coming to a connection with a whole, full cup, not half full cup, right? Numbers of significance for you, Cancer. I don't know why these are lasting so long. Talking as fast as I can. 2, 1, 1, 10 breaking down into a 1. We have endings, beginnings. Okay, that's it for you. Thank you so much for joining me, Cancer. I appreciate your time. Please be well, do the inner work. And if you're not the one who needs to do the inner work, please have the wherewithal to recognize when somebody else isn't. Okay, don't be a hypocrite, though. Don't be a hypocrite. Okay, and don't go dark and silent just because you are having trouble navigating your emotions. Okay, always get help if you're a little weirded out by that kind of stuff and not able to do it on your own. Get support, right? That's what we have professionals for, right? I wish you nothing but the best. I know this wasn't the best read, but again, it's only for a month. It's not your whole life. Okay. All right. Be well. Thank you. Bye. Here we go with your read. Yeah. Fantastic. All right. Okay.